International Bridge Board meeting for April 22nd of 2025. Anna, can we do roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Mayor Alvaro Arriola,
Here?
Board Member Mario Bosques,
Present.
Board Member Seferino Gomez III,
Present.
Board Member Ruben Nino,
Here.
Board Member Frank Mendoza.
Here.
You have a quorum, Mayor.
At this time, can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Before we go on with item number 4, I want to thank Commissioner, I can't see nowadays, Commissioner Garcia and our guests, and Karen Gleason from the 8:30 Times. We'll go ahead and go with public comments. Do we have any?
There's none, Mayor.
Okay. At this time, go ahead and do the number 5, approval of the minutes for 2025. Does everybody get to review those?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion made by Mr. Vasquez.
I'll second that motion.
Bosques, second by Seferino Gomez. Any questions, concerns on the minutes? No? All, aye?
Aye.
Item number 6, mayor's comments. I don't have any at this moment. And we'll go ahead and go with item B, monthly reports. Mr. Joe Castillo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Can we please go to page 8? We'll get started. This will be the vehicle crossing analysis. For the month of March, autos saw a decrease of 10,180 vehicles. Commercial trucks, increase of 196 vehicles. Please turn to page 9. This will be the International Bridge monthly total bank deposits. For the month of March, total crossing income, $531,220.39. Excuse me, sorry. Prepaid in-house, $69,313. Web payments, $127,810.51. Wire transfers, $9,918. And a total bank deposit for the month of March, that's $738,261.90. Please go to page 11. This will be the monthly traffic report. For the month of March, cars and pickups saw a decrease of 6.85%. Commercial trucks, increase of 3.45%. Bikes, increase of 20.85%. Pedestrian traffic, decrease of 0.63%. Please turn to page 12. This will be the superintendent's operation report. On March 2nd, Southwest Integrated Pest Control, arrived for a quarterly scheduled spray on the bridge for spiders. March 4th, power outage from 10:28 a.m. to 1:01 p.m. Tag reader for prepaid accounts was affected momentarily, but all systems functioned well. March 13th, approximately 6 p.m., Del Rio Police Department was called to report southbound vehicle traffic going to Mexico begins using the center two-way turn lane to form another traffic line towards the toll booths. Police officers started issuing tickets. March 14th, Mexican Customs shuts the bridge down for drill exercise from 11:30 a.m. for approximately 15 minutes, caused traffic to back up, but it cleared 30 minutes after. March 15th, Customs closed the bridge down from 12:17 p.m. to 12:30 and reported they had a special visitor on the bridge, but that was all they advised. No traffic issues. March 19th, overhead sensor in lane 1 broke at the base due to the strong winds. It was dangling by a wire. Contacted Matt Shaver from E-Transit, advised that facilities could reconnect the sensor to the ceiling of the awning. Del Rio Facilities Department was contacted at 8:30 a.m., arrived at 8:47 a.m., and had the sensor connected by 9:30. March 22nd, power outage that lasted approximately 2 hours, no issues to the system. March 25th, U.S. Customs, DPS, Border Patrol, checking southbound traffic intermittently, caused some traffic issues. March 26th, again, U.S. Customs, DPS, Border Patrol, checking southbound traffic intermittently, caused some traffic issues. March 27th, Mr. Arturo Sandoval from Sandoval Welding arrived at 10:30 a.m. to remeasure the area where the new emergency generator is located at the bridge grounds. An awning and security fence will be installed. He will be building it sometime in May, date not determined right now. Construction material will be ordered in April. Also, on March 27th, U.S. Customs checking southbound traffic on and off all day, some minor traffic issues. March 28th, excuse me, traffic is getting heavy on Fridays and Saturdays. Customers are starting to make lanes of traffic outside of the two main traffic lanes that lead to the toll plaza. Drivers are using the shoulder of the road and the center two-way turn lane. Delaware Police Dispatch was called and an officer responded. The officer was present for a period and left, and soon after, customers again began to make extra lanes. We will be following up with Delaware Police Supervisory staff to report on our traffic concerns. March 30th, power outage at 8:30 p.m. caused some problems with the systems. No internet, lane 1 computer slowing down, did not read tags for a few minutes but began to work afterwards. March 31st, internet was restored at 1:15 p.m. at the International Bridge, and this was from the previous day where the power went out. That's all I have.
Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Castillo from the dais?
No, sir.
If not, we'll go ahead and go to the next item will be reserves for future construction for Mr. Chavez.
Good morning, Bridge Board members, Mayor. On page 15, you find the Bridge Fund reserves for future improvements, construction balances as of March 31st, 2025. Under the Bridge Fund, balance is $1,777,440.57. The 5% Bridge Fund reserve is at $2,791,957.40. And under General Fund reserves, balance is $1,417,946.73 for a total of $5,987,344.70.
You know, I've been puzzled, or not puzzled, I just wanted to ask the question because there's been something said out there. What's the annual income that this bridge produces? I know we do all this moving around to put it in reserves and everything, but what's the annual income? It was,
I did a calculation from October to March. It's $3,222,816.53 from October till March.
so the annual income is 3 million, not 10 million?
No, that's 6 months.
It's 6 months. So you're looking at how much, let's say year to year, what is your calculation of the income that bridge produces? Do you all have any idea?
It varies, but it averages around 6 million, maybe close to 7.
Close to 7, more or less. And then after that, we do some expenditures or whatever we move into it.
The bridge operation has certain expenditures that are funded through those revenue tolls. The majority is transferred to the general fund, and all that is per ordinance.
Okay. I was just, somebody asked me on the street if we were making 10 or 12 million out of this bridge. I said, I believe it's 6.5 to 7, but I'm not. And I just wanted, for transparency, it's up to 7 million, not 10 or 12 million.
No.
There's a statement made out there.
Out of the entire, what we collect off of the year, what percentage did you say goes to the general fund after expenses?
I don't know the percentage, but the majority,
Would you say 90%?
I would say maybe close to 80, maybe like 5 or 6 million gets transferred to the general fund.
Any other questions for Mr. Chavez? I'm sorry I brought that up, but I think it's something that needs to be put out there. You know, this is what we're doing. Okay? Any other questions?
I don't have any other questions.
Not? Let's go with the next item. Update on Second International Bridge.
Yes, Mayor, Bridge Board, there's no significant update from last month. The consultant continues to conduct the environmental study that needs to be done, and timeframe for completion is still around June, July.
And then you would bring it back to us so we can.
Yes, sir.
Item E, update of on lanes on auto pass or fast pass. Joe Castillo.
Yes, sir. Quite simply, yeah, we're not going to be getting the Lane 4 auto pass. Reason being is that when the city goes into an agreement with a vendor, in this case would be E-Transit toll pay system back in 2017. Anytime they get into an agreement with it, any changes, modifications, or improvements to that system cannot exceed 30% of the original cost. With all the changes that have been done over the years before, since 2017, if we were to try and upgrade Lane 4, it would exceed that 30%. So that's why we're not going to be getting that Lane 4 auto pass at this time.
If I remember correctly, it was going to be an upgrade to all the lanes, correct?
Well, remember, there was two. There was, first we were looking at just Lane 4, and then we were thinking about doing all 4 lanes. And the one with all 4 lanes was much more expensive than just that Lane 4.
And if I can add real quick, yes, I think at the beginning of last fiscal year, we had set aside some funding to upgrade Lane 4. And during that discussion, we were looking at just Lane 4 in itself.
Yes.
But we would have to eventually upgrade all
Correct.
4.
Yes.
And so the bridge board did recommend to fund the Lane 4. Once we were working with the vendor and within our purchasing policy, we started to realize that one, the particular contract was expiring. So we were looking at if we were to do the work, as Mr. Castillo mentioned, it would exceed the required amount to do a change order without any coming back to reapprove the current contract. And once it was determined that it was going to exceed, then the next process would be either to bid this out, which in this case, it would not make sense since we have a current vendor. I believe if we were to do all 4 lanes, we're looking at a little bit less than $500,000. And that's something that we didn't have budgeted. And so the request of Mr. Castillo would be to present this as part of the upcoming budget as a project, so that 1, it could be funded, and then 2, we go through the proper process of obtaining this particular project through a bidding process. And in the meantime, as Mr. Castillo mentioned, we're not able to do it based on the current situation.
So I guess I don't know if it's a question for you, Mr. Castillo. How long have we been with E-Transit?
My understanding with E-Transit, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is that since they built the system back in 2017.
So that's as long as we've been, and so how many more months or years do we have on this contract that we can't break? And I have a reason. I mean, I'll let you know the motive behind my question. Because what I'm trying to say is, I mean, is there a clause? Is there something that can be created, not only for us to continue to survive and bring in revenue, but to continue to have that relationship with them? I would think that it wouldn't be a big deal if we're going to spend more money with them, continue on the business. I don't see where there's a problem that we could come together and get this project done versus saying, well, we can't because we're going to break a contract and stay stagnant. In my opinion, this is my opinion, and stay stagnant on this issue, or we can talk to them. If there's an issue that comes up, I would assume that we reach out to E-Transit and we come up with a solution for a situation or problem. And to us, this is a situation that we have and something that we want to move forward. Why can't we contact them and renegotiate or make an exception, or if we're going to continue to give them business?
Yeah, the answer to your original question, it was 5 years with an option
Okay.
of 2 years.
But they already have all the details for the first 3 lanes, right?
I'm sorry, sir?
They already have all that for the first 3 lanes?
So if I remember correctly, we're going to upgrade 1 lane. And then they say, well, it was going to be so expensive. Well, why don't we just upgrade all of them? At the end of the day, it's gonna cause a problem. Why don't we just upgrade all the lanes? So we came up with that price, we made the recommendation, and city council approved that. Now, city council is saying, or management is saying that we don't have enough money to do that. And so that's why I guess we're in this conversation now.
If I can add, if we're upgrading just one lane, we're gonna have two different systems.
Correct.
Right.
So that's why we went to upgrade all of them.
Yes. And so if we were to operate two different systems, that means that lane 4 really would not talk
Yes.
to the other. So that was gonna be a additional cost. So yes, it made sense because we would eventually have to do
Correct.
all 4.
Yes.
And under our purchasing process, whether we would do that one or all, it would put us in a category to where we would have to either bid it out. And again, it didn't make sense because we've had E-Transit. So that original agreement has expired. We do have a renewal on tonight's city council agenda. Trying to see if I can answer your original question. There are some softwares that will provide a free upgrade, but in this particular case, we would have to upgrade not only the software system, but some of the hardware, which in this case for them is costly. So that's why they're charging us for that upgrade. And so I'm not sure if your question was trying to renegotiate that portion.
Well, it sounds like to me that we have, so the reason we can't move forward is because of an internal policy, not because they don't want to.
It's state law also,
So if it's more than 30%, it cannot be done.
right?
But we're going for renegotiation tonight.
And, yes, sir,
Are you gonna go renegotiate, or
renegotiate for the maintenance portion of it.
all 4 lanes or just one?
No, you're talking about just maintenance, not
Yes.
upgrading.
Right.
And so upgrading is not in the picture.
Upgrading is in addition to,
I know, back, a year or two, we approved certain amount for this particular Easy Pay, right?
No,
And
I'm
then
not, I'm not understanding your question.
We already had approved a certain amount for the Easy Pay, which was like 400-something thousand, right? So right now, you're looking at $500,000 to do all 4 lanes?
yes,
Yes.
a little bit less than $500,000.
So and that's my confusion. So we're at $6.5 to $7 million a year, approximately. We want to take 500,000 of that money to reinvest into the bridge to make more money, possibly pay that off within the year. And again, I'm just going off of calculations in my head. And we're not able to do that because of state law?
To award, we would have to go through a process, right? Whether it's to bid it out, the funding, we would have to set aside. As I mentioned, we keep a certain amount in the bridge fund, and then the rest per ordinance gets transferred out. So if we were going to set this aside, then yes, we would have to make pretty much arrangements to do so.
Sure.
And right now, the reserves that we currently have are set aside for the second bridge project.
Oh, that's fine. So the commission would have to make a recommendation for the city council to take, or to consider amending the budget or creating, or putting,
To set aside the funds for the entire project.
The amount for the Easy Pay lanes?
Yeah.
This commission has to do it and then present it to
yeah. So
council.
we can, and budgets are being constructed as we speak.
That's correct.
And when is, so we made a recommendation in the next meeting, we still have time to get it in.
Yes, Mr. Castillo, we'll be presenting or recommending certain projects to the council, so that would be part of it.
But we don't have to go back and do service and studies and all that other stuff that has to go with this.
No, this would, again, be bidded out specifically for what we need, and there's no engineering.
I mean, I guess we can direct you to continue with this and then bring it back to us so we can kind of put a total number to this? Because we can say it's a half or could be a little more than that by the time we finalize this, right?
Right.
So just bring it back on the next board, bridge board meeting so we can, this council or this commission can give you a thumbs up to proceed to present it to council.
Will you require a recommendation from us next meeting?
Yes, in fact, Mr. Castillo has another project that he wants to bring forward, and that'll be part of that presentation as well.
But the upgrade is a project on its own.
That's correct.
Okay.
And the other one too, right? The other project?
They're not going to exist coincide. Okay.
Any other questions from the dais, from the rest of the commission? Mr. Mendoza?
Nope.
Mr. Vasquez? Next item, set May 2025 meeting date.
Mayor, it'll be May 27.
May 27.
Thank you, Mr. Chavez.
Thank you, sir. Any concerns on that date? If not, we'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the date.
I'll make the motion.
Second, by Mr. Mendoza.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It is 10:21 and this meeting is adjourned. I'm sorry, Mr. Garcia, I got lost in the thoughts.
That-